This is Lettering Guide 5, the Transform tool, and I'm going to break it down into a series of short movies for each one of the steps. I want to bring the Lettering Guide file over here so you can see just how many pieces you are going to be responsible for. All of these pieces here, if I hit the V key, are all individual pieces of grouped, I would call them fonts, but they're not really. They're just objects that I've, like with the last text stuff, I've made them all into individual groups. So here's my point. I set this up with having this up in the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'm going to make it small because all you have to do is grab these and put them onto this file over here to the left. Make it small and hit Command 0, and I'm going to move this directly over here. Now, in fact, let me reorganize that just a little bit more. Okay, and make it smaller, and then I'm ready to go. Because what I want to do, this movie is only going to be for initial setup, okay? And then I'm going to show you how the Transform palette actually works, how the Transform tool actually works. And what I want to do is to move up above here and bring over one of these, just like you're going to do every single time. And I've broken down this file, which I'm circling, into the Lettering Guide 5. It says Brian here, but yours is going to say Student. But you have a Your layer, and I've locked the other two layers up here. I might as well show you right now before I do anything else. I want you to place a transparency down to about 40% on each one of these two layers. Okay, and I've split them because I want you to see something. I'm going to turn this lettering layer off and on so you can see the lettering go away and come back, of course. And then the car layer goes away and comes back. And I want you to see how I'm going to set this up. So first, please, the handout guide is very short and to the point. You're really going to have to pay attention to these movies and play them over and over again. And I'm going to break them up. The next movie is going to be actually the word stratus here, and that's it. Then the next movie will be another one, and then so on until you can write down the directions for each one. And I suggest you play the movie for each one of the letter shapes, then do that transformation of that letter shape, okay? What I want to do, though, is to show you how to place a transparency on something. So I'm going to go up to Window, which I want you to do, and I want you to go into Transparency Palette, which I'll bring over here. In the Transparency Palette, you see nothing in this box right there. So what I'm going to do is to unlock the lettering layer and unlock the card layer. First, so you can see it easier, I'll opaque back the car layer. So I click on the circle for the car layer, and now you see up in this little icon here the whole car without the lettering on it. I want you to click on the circle, go into the Transparency Palette, and make it down to about anywhere around 40% would be wonderful. Okay, now lock it back up. Then I want you to diminish the lettering that's already in here. Okay, so I'm going to want you to click on that circle and diminish it to about 40% or so. And if we have to alter these anymore after this, that's fine with me. I will do that. Now I lock that back up. And of course, save as to Lettering Guide 5 _ your name. Okay? Now I'm going to click to the Your layer, and I'm going to bring over one of these things. I'll put the Transparency Palette down here, and I'm going to go over to here and bring over the Stratus. Okay? Your layer has no transparency on it. So I'm going to click on the V key, which stands for the regular selection tool. Click on the word Stratus right there and just bring it right over to this file. You can see how it pops right in. Now, I want to have you understand what the Transform tool does. First of all, it's the E key. And you can see that if you hold the transformation icon outside of it, you can hold it anywhere outside and rotate this box. I'm going to hit Command Z every single time I do one of these because I want it to go back to its normal state. Now, you see no bounding box. Each time you do something to something like this, or an object with the Transform tool, you have to click the object to see the bounding box again. Now, obviously, any one of these icons right here is just a scaling icon. So you grab it, and you can, of course, distort it and scale it. Let me hit Command Z back. But here's the special part of the transformation tool, and I want you to write these three things down. It is in the handout, but seeing it on screen is a lot better than trying to read it and figure out what the heck I said. Each time I grab one of these, of course all I can do is scale it, but what I want you to watch is when I click on this bottom right hand icon and hold the mouse, then I hold the Command key down, it changes to a reshape icon. I can now distort that edge and that edge only. As you can see, I'm actually distorting just that edge. So I can bend this in perspective. Let me Command Z back now and show you how to distort two edges, in this case opposite edges. If you hold down that same corner with the mouse, then hold Command Option, you get to do opposite edges as you see that I'm doing. And the way you have to let go of the mouse is you remember that and let me Command Z back because I want you to see something. When you click on with the mouse first and then you hold the keys down, that's the same orientation you let go on. So you would let go of the mouse first, as you see I've done, and then the keys second. So let me show you that again. You click on it, you hold the mouse down, you go like this and distort it any way you want to. You let go of the mouse first and then the keys second. And that's exactly how you go ahead and distort something. So let me Command Z back and show you the third one, and then I'll quickly review again. Click on it, click and hold this corner. Here's the third one. You hold Command Option Shift, and that lets you actually take the entire edge, whether it be the vertical one that you see that I'm doing, or if my first move was going to be for the horizontal one, you can see how I can bend the stratus away from you or bend it towards you like I'm laying it on a table. Now again, here's how you let go. Mouse first, keys second, and you can see how I just bent the stratus as if it's laying on the table towards me. Now I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go through it really quick one more time and then stop this movie, and then please watch how I do the word stratus down here. Here's how you do it again. I'm going to show you one more. There's actually a fourth one and I didn't say it. So let me show you this corner. You click and you hold only the Command key down. It lets you distort one edge, and in other words fine-tune 1/4 of this more or less. Even though other things move, they don't move as much as this quadrant did when you grab this icon. So I'm going to Command Z back. When you grab the same edge and you hold Command Option, you do opposite edges. Now you rarely have to do that one, so I wouldn't even almost bother. I want you to remember it, but don't really stress it, okay? I'm going to let go of the mouse first and the keys second. Now let me Command Z back. Now let's do the three-dimensional one with one whole edge, this way or this way. Grab it with the mouse first, hold Command Option Shift, and now you get to distort it towards you just like this, or away from you, or towards you with the horizontal edge. Now let me do it towards you with the vertical edge. Okay, now I'm going to let go of the mouse first and then the keys second. Let me Command Z back. One more aspect of it is the middle icons, here, 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 and here. When you just grab it normally, of course you can just scale it like normal. But when I Command Z back, watch when I grab it like this and then hold the Command key down, the actual arrow changed direction and let me skew it to the left or to the right. Let me Command Z back. Let me grab this one. Of course, I can just scale it this way or that way. But if I grab the Command key, I can actually now skew it this way or that way. So all of these little things lead me to show you exactly how to position all of these words. So how I really want you to work on this file is just like this. Let me hit delete on this and move this up to right there. Hit Command 0. Okay. Set up your file this way. Please, I'm seeing something over here and I want you to see something that happened. As you are working on this file, please write this down. I have your layer, I have lettering layer, and I have car layer. But I have layer number 1 over here, and I'll tell you why that happened. When I grabbed the word stratus and brought it over here, in the layer palette, Paste Remembers Layers was selected, and it shouldn't be for this one. Most of the time I tell you to turn it on, but not for this file. I want it off. As you can see now, there is no check mark by Paste Remembers Layers. So I'm going to throw this layer number 1 away because I don't want it to remember the layer of the previous file where it came from, and that's what Paste Remembers Layers means. Watch when I grab this one over here with the V key and bring it back over to here, it now pastes directly into the layer you had selected, and that's the proper thing. So please, I'll make one more note of it. Please turn off Paste Remembers Layers. And now, open up the movie. It's going to be called Stratus. Okay? Thank you.